Our final presenter for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of Unravel Analytics, Santina Doherty.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Santina. I'm the CEO for Unravel Analytics. Okay, sorry, let me go back there. So we have built a quality assurance, a contextually aware quality assurance tool for tagging. Basically, we scan sites, we find broken user journeys and tracking. Unravel steps through complex user interactions on site across thousands of browsers and devices in minutes to check for over 220 advertising tags. We originally built Unravel as a cover my ass tool. We were working with some great clients, and we automated a solution for testing their online data for accuracy. Garbage in is very much garbage out, and if the underlying data is wrong, as we were finding, then teams can't make the right decisions to retain and acquire new customers. Missing opportunities to sell. In fact, we engaged over the last 3 years with over 100 companies, and in 100% of the cases, the data was inaccurate. That analytics data was feeding their advertising campaigns, resulting in mismanaged advertising budget, leaving plenty of money on the table. So if we take a step back, the global advertising and marketing technology market is going to be worth $249 billion in 2017. 10% of that investment is accounted for by travel and retail, where our clients are. So with all of this investment, why are we relying on faith-based analytics? In fact, if we're really honest with ourselves, we don't know what the cost of invisible and inaccurate analytics actually is, because once the advertising auction is run, the door is closed and you've missed the boat. So I came from Ryanair, where I spent over 10 years there, and I had my own Jerry Maguire moment with Michael O'Leary roaring in my ear that we had to follow the money with ancillary revenue partners and follow that information all the way through to sales report. So I probably developed an unusually high intolerance for missed revenue opportunities and leaving money on the table. So I hooked up with my co-founder, Donald Trodden, who had deep domain technical knowledge in advertising, in analytics and tracking technologies. And we designed a solution to automate validation of online data accuracy. We built a technical team of Python developers and analysts, and earlier this year, we launched Unravel as software as a service. So let me show you how it works. In this travel demo site, the user searches for their holiday and books. At every stage of that journey, information is collected about the user. What Unravel is doing here is simulating the user to step through each complex user interaction and determine the tags you expect to be there are there, the ones you don't expect or have forgotten about are also there, tags that are misconfigured, and tags that are also missing. So the real value we were delivering to customers with the tool that we had built was actually in the product itself, eliminating manual tag testing time and giving valuable developer days back to the business, and increasing return on advertising spend for our clients by as much as 50%. And the real value insight to our customers is not just checking that the right tags are in the right places, but that the attribution, behavioral, demographic, and conversion data that's been sent to the analytics and advertising servers is in fact correct and what you expect it to be. This is our secret sauce, and this is where the real value lies in being able to determine those missed opportunities to sell, retain, and acquire new customers. So the Unravel audit engine runs, the team receives email notification, logs into a console, and sees for each business-critical user journey the percentage tagging accuracy in respect of each in plain English. They see the error rate for each tag type. They see their tags, missing, configured, expected, and found, and they also see the technical description required to fix those errors fast. So the result, you as CMO can now sleep well at night knowing that your advertising budget isn't being misspent and you're not missing opportunities to sell. And your team, well, they can stop tearing their hair out every time they look at their analytics dashboard and think, Something's happened, there's been a website update, something's gone wrong, but my data isn't right. So using Unravel to find those broken user journeys on site across thousands of browsers and device combinations, hundreds of browser and device combinations, companies can now detect the hidden problems with their conversions and their tagging. And the best bit, there's no code on site to be added, there are no setup costs, there's no nightmare onboarding project, and no access to data or source code required. We write the tests, you get access to your reports immediately. Tests are run on a schedule or on demand across 1,400 browser and device combinations in minutes. So Unravel is helping companies to protect digital investment, maximize return on advertising spend, and make better decisions. There are plenty of tools for measuring marketing performance out there. In fact, we've never had better access to critical tools to affect sales performance online, but we can't measure the waste. Thanks very much.
Nicely done. Excellent. Santina, into the Dragon's Den. Dragons, a couple of you guys I know have covered your ass in the past. What do you think?
Again, I think it's a great proposition. It preys on something that all executives of businesses like ours are worried about, which is the unknown factor. We've seen billions of dollars invested in SEO, which is really the world's greatest hustle because nobody knows how that voodoo works. And actually, there are a couple of hallmarks like that here, right? There's the uncertainty of what's going on, and you can articulate that something's broken, but we don't quite know what it is, so we need to make some tweaks. But you're kind of crystallizing where those tweaks and adjustments ought to be made.
Exactly.
Very, very valuable proposition. Praise on something that executives are concerned about. We spend too much money in marketing as it is. I really like it. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the sales process? I mean, how do you get to customers and how do you sell them this?
So our sales process at the moment is primarily outbound. So we've automated our lead generation, so we can use the tool in pre-sales mode as well. We send Unravel out to tag top e-commerce sites and travel and retail primarily. We can pull back the list that has the broken tracking, and then we start an automated program to start communicating with them. It is a B2B sale, so there is FaceTime involved, but by qualifying the lead and really focusing on our top of funnel, we are maximizing our own sales opportunity.
Typical cycle?
So the typical cycle, I mean, it's quite recently launched, but the typical cycle that we're seeing at the moment is 2 months.
Okay.
It's reasonably fast because the output is there, particularly when we're approaching and saying, look, you've got particular issues here and here. It starts a very qualified conversation with the right people.
Okay.
I agree with Dean. I like your idea. I think it is a very year 2016 and probably 17, 18 problem for a lot of executives. Digital advertising. How do you know that you're actually spending the right advertising dollars in the most efficient way? My question to you is around competition. So do you see Google doing it themselves? Is there anybody doing it in a better position than you to do it?
It's actually a far more uncluttered space. Most of marketing technology is really based around measuring performance. There are a few competitors there. They're primarily checking for tags. They're in the US. They're primarily checking for tags on pages. The likes of a Raven or a Ghostery can pull back, all the tags you have on every page. Our kind of point of differentiation is twofold. In the first instance, we're also checking that the information that's been sent to the analytics and advertising servers is correct, which is the key thing for high transaction, high sales value sites. And the second thing is that our tool requires no code to be added on sites. We've come across a couple of competitors that required their tag to be placed on site. So if there's something that happens to stop that piece of JavaScript firing, their tag also falls over as well. So it's a bit of a chicken and egg.
So I'd be kidding you if I told you that I understood what your software does, or most of what you said. So I won't comment at all on that. But I will take Dean to task on his comment that nobody knows how SEO works, because I actually had 2 emails from companies in India last week saying that they were absolute experts on SEO and we should work with them. So I'm going to forward those to you.
Only 2?
All right, we're going to leave it there. Santina, great job. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Well done.